Being a woman takes courage, bravery and strength, and we deserve to be recognised. We are a force to be reckoned with. Women throughout the generations have all been faced with struggles in society. These issues have shaped these women into the people they are today. The purpose of this piece is to inspire girls and women of all ages to continue to expand the cause that is the evolution of women, and to create opportunities for future generations like many ladies before them. Make a difference for our sisters, nieces, daughters and granddaughters. We deserve to be heard and seen. We are all equals and it's time to take a stand.
Bernadette Harford grew up in a small town called Rush in North County Dublin in 1950s Ireland.
I grew up in Rush in County Dublin, so we used to just basically go to school, out and play with our friends, and then swimming. And when I left Rush National School, I went on to secondary school, boarding school in Carlow. And from there I went to Miller's College in James Street. And then I went in and I worked in accounts.
Bernadette got married in 1969 to a farmer named John in Lusk in County Dublin. As the marriage bar had been in force since 1932, so many women had to give up their jobs, including Bernadette.
I was bitter. I didn't think it was necessary to give up a job. I didn't like the males and females weren't equal in those days, even though the female did as much work, and if not more, than the male, but they only got half the pay.
Bernadette has 4 daughters and 3 sons. As a woman, she believes strongly in women empowerment and encouraging her daughters.
I got married and had 7 children, so it wasn't the easiest life either. But you just get on with life and just accept it as it is. My mother always believed in education, and I believed in education. And I thought the girls should have every opportunity the same as the guys. So I definitely did encourage them. The advice I'd give to my granddaughters would be to stay in school, go on to 3rd level, and follow your dreams. It's something for everybody in this life. So just follow your heart and your dreams and you'll get there.
Karen Farrell grew up in 1970s and 80s Ireland in Lusk County Dublin. Growing up during this era was different to her mother Bernadette's experience in the 1950s.
I suppose one of the main differences between then and today would be that the dad was the main breadwinner of the family, and the majority of women stayed at home and were housewives, and they worked in the home. So families would have been a lot larger then. We came from a family of 7, which was the norm in our life, and a lot of my friends would have had larger families, 5 to 7 children as well. So I suppose for national school the main difference would have been the sports opportunities. We had a choice of, well no, we didn't have any choice. Basketball was for girls and football was for boys. Whereas today there's much more opportunity for girls to pursue a career in sport or to fulfil their dreams. We've got the likes of Katie Taylor for boxing and Stephanie Roach, the Irish footballer. I didn't go down the college route when I left school. I went and I did a pre-nursing course, and then, because I wasn't too sure what I wanted to be, probably 6 or 7 out of our class went to 3rd level college. Others took the secretarial route or a trade such as hairdressing or beautician, and then the rest either went into nursing or air hostessing. So when I finished the pre-nursing course, I got a job in a nursing home, which I loved, and I stayed there then until I got married at 24, which I suppose in today's world is very young. So I had 4 children, and when the youngest, Shona, was 5, I went back to college and I studied Montessori teaching, which I'm still at today and I love. The majority of the class was full-time mums who were going back into the workplace. Nowadays, women are supported to pursue their dream, and this wouldn't have been the case when I was young.
Like Sinead, being a woman in society today, it is apparent there has been many positive changes for women. However, more can be done. Many people feel there is still a gender inequality in society today.
So my secondary school was like a big player in making sure that I got into college or third level education. So it kind of started from the get-go, like as soon as you go into first year, you're like just assumed to go into third level education. It's never really a question, kind of like it was 30 years ago, where the women might not have the opportunity to get into third level education because usually the boys in the family, they were prioritised. But as soon as you go into first year, straight away your aim at the end of secondary school is to go into college. We've come leaps and bounds since 30, 40 years ago, but we still have a long way to go. There was actually a really interesting statistic about unpaid work. So unpaid work is classified as any household chores, child minding, driving, stuff that you do without getting paid for. And basically, on an average day, a man will only do 1 hour of unpaid work, whereas a woman will do 4 hours of unpaid work, which throughout the year will amount to a whole extra month of work that's unpaid. So that kind of shows the whole gender pay gap, and it really does show that it does exist, and that it's not just a phantom of our imagination. We've obviously had a lot of progress in stuff like the marriage bar. Then only recently we've had reproductive rights, so we've had repeal the 8th, and then stuff like same-sex marriage. So obviously huge developments in gender equality, but I think we've got a lot to do. There's still issues like the gender pay gap, sexual harassment and sexual abuse, which isn't really dealt with. We're only kind of starting to realise that it exists and that it's not right. And then we still have stuff like marital rape and the relationship between like a man and a woman in a marriage. So I think we've got a lot to do. I think it is possible. Everything is possible. So hopefully in 30 years, our children and their children won't even know what gender inequality is. They won't even know that there's a difference between a man and a woman, which there isn't, but society thinks that there is.
I hate homework.
Same, I hate school and I hate my maths teacher.
I can't wait till I leave school.
Same, I can't wait till I'm older.
What do you want to be when you're older?
A vet, because I love animals and I live on a farm. What do you want to be?
I could be an astronaut, I could be a midwife, I could be a farmer. I can be anything I want to be.
We can be anything we want to be.
Lady, running down to the river.